2 as the pace car heads in, and we get racing underway in this Auscar and Sportsman category combined. The green flag's waving, and it's Lee Watkins that leads off from the start with Matty White alongside him. McDonald on the inside, and Nathan Pretty round the outside. There's all the Sportsman cars in the background too, around about 35-40 cars on the racetrack at the moment. And Terry Wyhoon, former Auscar champion and NASCAR race winner, something a little bit different, but this the field looks like the halcyon days of Auscar racing when we had 35-40 cars out on the track every meeting.
Yeah, you're dead right, Gerald. I think it's going to be quite exciting. I think some of the Sportsmen will get up and mix it with the slower Auscars, so towards the end of this I think it'll be quite good.
Well, practice showed yesterday that some of the Sportsmen were mixing it up within the Auscar field. Unfortunately, we had rain this morning and it stopped all qualifying, so we had to use previous race results, and that's how the cars were gridded up.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think you'll find, like I say, the Sportsmen have certainly got the corner speed. They're on the same tyre as the Auscar. The Auscar's certainly got a little bit more power, but the Sportsman cars look after the tyres much easier, so it'd be quite good here in a few laps.
Tony Melly just going down the inside of Nathan Pretty there. Matty White has dropped back with the 28 Maxi Cube Freighter Commodore. And Tony Melly, and Nathan Pretty, you see them on screen, the 47, 44 and number 2 cars. They're going around the outside of some of these Sportsman cars. The 77 car there is another one of the Ford Falcons in that Sportsman category. The Verica brothers car with Mark Verica has just been passed as well. But Lee Watkins has got a little bit of a break on the field now, 1 or 2 car lengths, although the Commodores are running almost nose to tail, and that gap should be pulled back pretty quickly.
Yes, it should. Also, a good battle going on at the pointy end of the Sportsman, because Gillespie is up the front of that class, and right behind him is Chris Robinson, and those two guys have been running very hard ever since the start of this 20-lap race. We're on lap 12, so only 8 laps to go.
Well, these leaders now really getting in some traffic. Lee Watkins, Darren McDonald, and Nathan Pretty and Matty White really charging through. Terry, oh, we've got drama on the racetrack too in turn number 4. One of the cars has gone round. That's the 78. That is Trevor Nucky. And I tell you what, he'd have white knuckles. He would have white knuckles. He is facing the wrong way and not in a great position up the top of turn number 3 there, waiting for the traffic to go by. The yellow flag is at the ready. We might go under caution. No, Nucky brings the car back around. But Terry Wyhoon, not a spot you'd be like to be sitting in.
I could certainly think of better places to be parked, Gerald. I'm sure he had his heart in his mouth there for a couple of laps, but he's got to go on again now, and he's off. But it looks like Lee's certainly got his car working well here today, hasn't he? I mean, I thought Darren might have picked up the pace a little back there, but Lee's actually extending the lead.
Well, Nathan Pretty now into second spot with the DeWalt Tools Goodyear Commodore, also with help from King Chrome, and Pretty from Wodonga in Victoria, right on the border with Albury Wodonga. He's doing a terrific job and currently is leading with the leading the Commodore bunch there. Lee Watkins out in front, has completed now 14 laps and 6 laps remaining. Nucky's gone again. Oh boy. That seems to happen, Terry. When you lose it once, you lose it a couple of times, doesn't it?
Yeah, sometimes 4 mil on these tyres. You're quite right, they're buffed down, but it depends on the actual nature of the spin. If you've locked the tyres, well, then certainly they're sometimes down to the canvas and quite dangerous to drive on. But I've actually spun an Auscar out here and it kept on going, and they've been fine.
Darren McDonald's now gone under Nathan Pretty and taken over second spot. Phil Brannigan, 5 laps remaining.
Well, while there's great 3-car Commodore battles going on for second, third and fourth, it doesn't seem to be affecting Lee Watkins. He is just going around like a top, and whether it's in traffic or whether it's in clean air, the red unsponsored 47 Falcon getting in the way there as Lee Watkins homes into view. It must be a terrifying sight, Terry. You've been in this position before, a car's closing on you. What do? You're trying to think, do I hold my line? Do I get out of the way?
Well, I actually haven't been out there, obviously, with Auscar and Sportsman, but yeah, I understand what they're going through.
Here at the Goodyear Thunderdome, the Auscar and Sportsman category, Lee Watkins looks as though he's going to take home a double-header this weekend at the Goodyear Thunderdome. The 47 car comes around turns 3 and 4 onto the dogleg front straight. Nathan Pretty trying to hold on to second. A good result for the DeWalt Tools team, but it's all Lee Watkins ahead of Freddie. Darren McDonald in third spot. And 1999-2000 Auscar Championship Series. As we said, it is the second round of the series, and we're getting very close to a start. Lights are out on the pace car. Lee Watkins will control. There's the pace car. The Ford Falcon XR8 pulls off into pit lane, and we are now under the starter's orders. It's John Mostini has the green flag at the ready. Pedal to the metal goes as the green flag waves at the Goodyear Thunderdome, and Lee Watkins got a great start away in the 47 Red Falcon. Matty White just sticking in right behind him, all nice and easy. Oh, Spears has had contact with Gillespie going into turn number 1. It's very early in the season to be doing that, Phil.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Yeah, Darryl Spears didn't see him. He was down the right-hand side there. Didn't give him the opportunity to look at the Falcon. Hey, everyone came out in one piece, so thank goodness for that. But we lived to race another day. And first lap, they're right into it.
Watkins really puts the pedal down in that Ford Falcon. A dominant car last season at the Goodyear Thunderdome, and he is hoping to double up as an Auscar champion. Has only ever been done in the past by Brad Jones. Brad, in fact, won 5 Auscar championships in a row, was so dominant in the early 90s. Lee Watkins hoping to emulate the feats of Jones, which some people think will never.
Red Ford got some horsepower, but Matthew White this weekend saying, I'm very happy with the setup of the car. I don't have the grunt of the Fords. That's okay. But he's got the handling, and he's very happy with the package. That's the main thing you want here at the Goodyear Thunderdome. You want good suspension. You want the car to work nicely.
And the B&A Automotive 15 Falcon has gone around. That is Mark Gillespie. The
season. And pretty soon, G-Mac, they're going to be getting into the tail enders, because let's not forget, the cars with 3 digits are the cars of the Sportsmen.
Let's go and have a look at the replay of Gillespie there. Boy, we had nearly problems with Chris Robinson. Avoided Gillespie at the last possible moment. A fantastic job of driving another one of those Sportsman XF Falcons at 30 for this Auscar Sportsman Combined Championship race. The 78 car is in the pits there. That's Trevor Nucky, the XF Falcon, one of the Sportsman entries, is in all sorts of problems there, and the crew are looking under the bonnet. Nucky there, obviously a very disappointed driver at this point in time to start the season off here at the Thunderdome in the pits after 7 or 8 laps.
Well, keep an eye on Spears' car this time through there, and that was not a good way to go, because he might lose a fair bit of downforce. Matthew White starting to put the big ones in for the battle for the lead, and he has got through on Lee Watkins. So the Commodore gets through. Is this the part of the race that is going to suit the Commodore? Yes, the Ford's got more horsepower. We've already talked about that, but Commodore maybe with a better overall package. And in the second half of the race, Gerald, maybe Matthew White is the confident man.
Well, Matthew White won the last event here at the Goodyear Thunderdome at the end of the 98-99 season. Now the Mobil 1 PPG Commodore of Matthew White Racing is in the lead. Jerry Rally on screen at the moment, one of the Sportsman Falcon entries, one of the XF models, mid to late 80s version, also with the support of PPG paints. Rally from Vermont in Victoria, starting to come under pressure from some of the faster Auscar races, but there is Matty White out in front in the 28 Holden Commodore, and on the tail of him, the reigning Auscar champion, the 47 Falcon, EL Mark II Falcon of Lee Watkins from Bendigo. In the low 31 second range, Phil Brannigan, that is record pace. 31.26 last time for Matty White. 31.38 for Lee Watkins as they're passing Eddie Woods across the start-finish line to signal the end of lap number 13.
They are really on it at the moment. If you get into the 31s in an Auscar, let's not forget when we were here like 5 or 6 years ago, if you were going 33s in an Auscar, you were going really quick. Now 31.2s and 31.3s for our race leaders. So they are absolutely perfect, and it's also a good indicator, Gerald, that there's cool air out there. The engines are making plenty of horsepower, and obviously the track's fairly fast.
We should mention that these engines in the Auscars are carburetted. They're not fuel injection like the normal cars you drive on the roads nowadays. They're carburetted. They rely very much on air conditions, the atmosphere. Starting to cloud over here at the Goodyear Thunderdome as Matty White slides it out of turn number 2, and that cooler air produced by what could be rain makes all of a sudden more power. There's still warmth in the racetrack as well that allows the cars to grip a whole lot better, so it's probably the optimum.
The track, because if the car's a little taily and the track's a little greasy.
Oh boy, we've got a big one. one. Leanne Ross has lost control. The number 11 right on pit lane, and the 30, Phil Brannigan, has gone in as well. That is Dallas Crane, the CV Senate Holden Commodore. It happened as they came out of turn number 4 onto the main straight near the dog leg. Leanne Ross at the wheel of the number 11 Ford Falcon there, the EF, in an Auscar for the first time this weekend, and she lost it, and it tapped into the number 30, the Carmen Motors Holden Commodore. And Crane, a former competitor in the HQ category, had nothing else to do but eat concrete. Let's go to a replay if possible as Crane gets out of the car, and the safety people here at the Goodyear Thunderdome help. There was Ross's problem. She's tapped into Crane, and bang, just an absolute huge one. Thankfully, both of the drivers are emerging okay, and we're about to get the racing back underway for the 99-2000 Auscar Championship season. This is round number 2 after that big accident between Leanne Ross and Dallas Crane. We can report that everyone is okay. This will be 20 laps completed as the green flag waves and 10 clear racing laps to go, Phil Brannigan. It certainly has been an eventful race already. But Matty White and Lee back the 47 Falcon. There's Benson, the 04 Commodore, goes under Spears in turn number 3. Coming around onto the tail now of Watkins. Will he challenge for third position? I think he's certainly going to. And Spears is coming on by as well. Watkins in his all sorts of troubles. He did not want to start his Thunderdome campaign off like this. He is now back in 6th position, and that's not the way he wanted to go. I think he's even going to be in trouble to finish. Look, he's going down the low line there. That red... A couple of the Auscars coming across the Sportsman category cars a little bit slower. Here comes Spears down the inside of Benson. A great move that time. Benson's Phantom car couldn't quite hold out. He goes to, doesn't walk, but drives. Oh, Benson just did a hard turn right to try a lower line under Spears. Didn't work that time. 1 lap remaining around the Goodyear Thunderdome. I think we're starting to get the checkered flag at the ready. We are. Matty White's going to go on to a very stunning victory here at the Goodyear Thunderdome. We've got Andrew Gillespie in 2nd. Darryl Spears there on screen in the battle for 3rd, the 31 car, and Benson in 4th. They're coming around turns 3 and 4 for the last time. Matty White crosses the start-finish line. He takes the win in the 28. Then it's Gillespie coming across. Here's the 31. Darryl Spears comes 3rd. Benson in 4th spot. A great job. Crawford in 5th. A fantastic race, and one which provided a number of upsets and a lot of disappointment for the reigning champion, Lee Watkins, who finishes in 9th position, unfortunately, in the pit.